Okay. Well, thank you for coming here to the Gurdwara to be interviewed for the Punjabi Canadian Legacy Project.
Thanks for you coming to interview each and everyone.
Okay. So the first question I have is, what's your name?
My name is Dev Mall,
Okay. And what's your birth date?
May 2455.
Okay. And where were you born?
I was born in Punjab, Rasulpur,
Okay.
India.
Okay. And that's the name of your village?
Rasulpur,
Okay.
District Jalandhar.
Okay. Okay. And how did you make the decision to come to Canada?
My dad was here before,
Okay.
so I came with my mother.
Okay. And so when did your dad arrive in Canada?
He came in 1968, late 68 or 69, somewhere.
Okay. And then when you came with your mother, it was only you and your mom that came?
It's me, my brother, my younger brother, and my mom. 3 of us.
Okay, so 3 of you came together.
Yeah.
And do you remember the journey of coming here? How old were you when you came?
I was old enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember like where? Do you remember
Yes.
like leaving Punjab, then going
Yes,
to Delhi?
I do.
And where your plane stopped?
Yes.
Can you describe that journey?
Well, we came through by Tokyo,
Okay.
New Delhi to Tokyo, then San Francisco, and San Francisco to be Calgary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was in 1977.
Oh.
No, yeah, 1977,
Okay,
December.
December 1977?
Yes.
Okay. So you said the first city that you landed in Canada, it was Calgary?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. And then do you remember who came to the airport to pick you up?
Yes. There is a Suman family, Ujjagar Suman, and there was another Jasi family within there.
Okay.
And that's what my dad was with them too.
Mm-hmm.
So they pick us from the airport. Just about New Year, we have a Lake Louise. So New Year Eve in Lake Louise, we have a social drink there. My
Okay.
dad, not me, I don't drink at that time.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was a snow a lot.
Yeah.
That's something new for me.
Yeah.
Haven't seen snow that much before.
Okay.
That was December.
Okay. So that was the first time you saw snow.
That's
So, so what's your earliest memory of Canada? What's the first thing you remember?
First thing
about
I
Canada?
remember, because everybody speak English and I don't know English that much, so I hate myself. I said, what the hell I do? Then I came to Golden, and Dad has give us a driving book, which I look at. I said, that's in English. I only know in Punjabi Hindi. Then I have to go to learn some English, ESL. There are a lot of kids in school. So finally we got it in high school, and I got that.
Mm-hmm.
So then I have it in my job as well. So I finished grade 12 in 1984. So then I learned a lot of English.
Okay. Do you remember your first 5 years in Canada? Was it easy to adjust to the
It
culture?
was hard because it's a few things because we work in Donald Station, which they call it, used to be, and sawmill. The job was heavier, better than my height.
Mm-hmm.
Then English problem. So, but a couple of years was hard, but after then it's easy. Then we got used to people know each other, so that was easy then.
Okay.
Those couple of years was hard.
Okay. So you were living in Golden, but you went to work in Donald?
That's right.
Okay. So you would just drive to Donald?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, I drive. I do have my driving license that time, but then I learned driving in Golden.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember how the Punjabi community used to be back then?
There was a big community, and we have like our with the Dami family. There, Manjeet Dami. He was my. There's a lot of people together, and we play soccer, volleyball, every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So even after work, we play soccer. So we have a soccer team. Used to be in Golden. We go to play Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton. So I have some pictures too. Those.
Okay. Do you have the pictures here today?
Yes, I have some of them.
Okay. So what year was that?
That was 1980, 81, somewhere there, 78, 79. Yeah, those years.
Okay. Okay. And then, so earlier there was no Gurdwara here, right?
No, when I was married, I was married April 10th, my court marriage, court registration, then a real marriage, I got three-party, ladies separate party, man is a separate party, then white people have a separate party. And there was used to be Snow King Castle in the hall here, so we got a deed from somewhere, then we were married in the hall.
Okay.
1980, we get married.
Okay.
In 1981.
Okay. Is that the same hall that
That's
people
everybody.
people call Logala Hall?
Logan Hall, that's
Oh,
what
okay.
they, then, that they use for every purpose. Also they use for the movies, because Saturday they put the movies on,
Oh, okay.
or Sunday sometime.
Okay.
Depend-
These were Punjabi Hindi movies? Indian
Yes,
movies?
Hindi, Punjabi.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah.
Everybody would just go there
Everybody
to
go
watch
there,
the movies?
yes, movies. Yeah, they bring from Calgary, then they have a small projector, so everybody watch those movies.
Okay.
And any party, then we go to party there too,
Okay.
yeah.
Do you remember anything else that the Punjabi community used to do here?
Well, there is one thing good about it, because if anybody born in Kent and Golden, they have all together, have a, service of mithai, everybody, we have no catering here, so we cook, like our wedding, we have three parties, all the lady cook at home, so work together. We never go to shopping anywhere in Calgary to come to catering here.
Yeah.
So all the communities together, that's
Okay.
what
Okay.
people like each other.
So there was no Punjabi restaurant or
No,
mithai shop?
none. Not even that time in Calgary, only have one or two, not there. It's Spiceland only there, that's it,
Okay.
not that many.
Okay. Do you remember any other important events or like incidents or anything that happened to the Punjabi community back then?
Not really, we work together all, then go fishing, do stuff like that, weekend, soccer, volleyball, and play cards, seep. We play, sometimes get together, my dad plays seep, so he teach us how to play seep.
Play what?
Seep, tosh,
Oh, Dash. Okay.
yes, seep, that's, we play.
Okay. Is
But
that okay?
I learned drinking, learning playing cards, and here my dad teaching me.
Okay. So that's a card game?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you said after arriving from India, you went to Calgary. Then you came here to Golden. Have you lived anywhere else in the
No,
country
no,
or province?
1980 we bought a sports car.
Okay.
At Trans Am, in 1980 we bought a sports car. So my young brother in high school, he wanted a sports car, so we all single, three people.
Okay. Okay. But have you lived in any other city?
No.
No?
We just lived at 14th Street, that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
We used to move to Alexandra, then 14th Street, then 11, then 12 right there.
Okay. Okay. Since arriving from India, have you gone back to India?
First, I think after 16 years, I went to India, back to India, after 16 years. Then after that, I went very well every year, twice a year sometimes. But, went a lot lately.
Yeah.
But first, I went to England, a couple of weeks England, a couple of weeks in Dubai for a week. It's a holiday, just holidays. So went to India for the first time, I think a month and a half, then 3-4 weeks. Quite often went to India now. Yeah.
Okay. So since coming to Canada, so when you first came here, so your dad had sponsored you to come?
Yes.
Okay, and it was just like, what was it?
I mean,
Was it like
with
a
mom.
family sponsorship,
Yes,
or
family
so
sponsorship,
you came through like permanent residency?
That's right.
Okay. Have you sponsored anybody else to come to Canada?
I suppose my in-laws,
Okay.
yeah, with
Okay.
my wife,
Okay.
yes.
Did you and your wife get married here?
Yes,
Okay. Okay.
I apply her before used to be, you can be fiancé to be apply, then get married when you win the right? So that's why I done, apply them. That was applied from Canberra, that was on the border. Then when she came, when we did the court marriage registration April the 10th, then we married in May 2nd or May something.
Okay. Do you have any other stories about maybe discrimination that you faced growing up here, or any like struggles that you had to endure because
Just
you
a
were?
struggle only for the language problem. Then we have a lot of kids from that time from India. You probably interviewed a lot of them because we have almost what 15, 18 ES class, English second language. So all of them learning the same time, the one period. Even in the high school, they had a one period for ESL. So that would help a lot. So other than that, no, it's okay. Small community, everything fine. So quite no discrimination at all to us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any other stories that you want to share about life in Golden growing up?
I think it's Golden is the best for us because we have a job here in a small town. People are friendly and good for his family. My kids all like in Golden, and when they are finished grade 12, we don't have any university here, so they have to go to move out. So they moved to Calgary.
Okay.
Other than that, everything's so far so good.
Okay. Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. Thank you for sitting down
Well,
for this
thank you very
interview.
much. Appreciate it.